I've visited Sumeru before. Within the borders of her authority, it's impossible for me to make contact with anyone's dreams, much less affect or consume them. Her presence isn't oppressive, however. What I sensed felt more like a solemn promise between a god and her people. My impression is that she must be a very kind-hearted god. The pyro archon? How should I put it? Lady Mavuika is the kind of person who shines so bright, just laying eyes on her is enough to warrant sunglasses. Like the actual sun, she has a way of burning away haze and illuminating darkness, even with a simple handshake. Have I ever tasted one of her dreams? No. I wouldn't dare. She let me try once, but stepping into her dream was like jumping into a volcano or choking on ash. All I could do was cough. Perhaps my yokai powers simply aren't strong enough yet. Hundreds of years ago, we were neighbors. Miko was a lot more serious about her pursuits back then, but still, the innocence of youth permeated everything. I miss those days sometimes. Miko had just learned to transform into a human, and life was so simple. Every day, she would come find me and let me taste her dreams. Notes of sakura blossom, paper, ink, tricolored dango, and fried tofu. That's what I remember. She would beg me to transform into a human with her and drag me into town to find things that matched the flavors of her dreams. If someone caught us, we would immediately transform back into our original forms and make a break for it. Miko ran so fast, she would leave me in the dust half the time. Now, Miko is the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine. After growing up, I never tried one of her dreams again. Who knows if any of the flavors are the same as back then. Consuming dreams without permission is the ultimate taboo for my kind. Even if she came to me and asked after so long, I think I would refuse. We're business rivals now, and I intend to keep up with her this time. I worked up the courage to invite the almighty Shogun to the bathhouse after the Mikawa Flower Festival. As she settled into the pool, a strand of her hair drifted into the water. I thought about reaching out to fix it, but I was worried it would be too casual a gesture for such a noble figure. Of course, I doubt Miko would even hesitate. It's an unfortunate reminder that I still have a long way to go as a yokai. The divine priestess of Watatsumi Island is a dignified and well-mannered lady. Speaking with her always lifts my spirits. If I open a new branch of Isa Bathhouse on Watatsumi Island, or some other kind of business, I hope I have more chances to work with her. Oh, you mean the Queen of the Summer Festival? Yes, she is quite memorable. Every once in a while, I perform a mental health survey to see if there are areas around Inazuma where people are more likely to need treatment. It turns out, those who live near Miss Yoimiya need very little, and I doubt that's a coincidence. It's hard to be anything but positive with such a bright and cheerful person around. Ah, Miss Ayaka. She was still a little girl when I left Inazuma, but even then she had already started studying flower arranging and the art of the sword. Her brother once enlisted my services in secret, hoping to alleviate some of her anxieties. What I remember of her dream was the smell of old timber and heavy rain, like a lone wooden pavilion on the verge of collapse amid a storm. I did my best to treat her until she finally fell into a peaceful slumber. Many years have passed since then. I hope she's found people to lean on, so she doesn't have to weather that storm alone. She often enlists my services to help the members of the Tenryou Commission. It's not uncommon to see doubt and fear in their minds, but her mindscape is always cold, hard metal. No rain, no sun. Like a safe of pure jade steel, unflinching and unpenetrable. I have a lot of respect for her because of that, although I can only imagine what resilience it took to get to that point. She's quite the carefree little Mujina. Her only trouble, of course, being the desire to grow taller. I'm sure her dreams are exceedingly sweet. I'd love to invite her to come work at the bathhouse, but she's always avoiding me. Perhaps she can see through my intentions. Ah, Mualani. She is the friendliest person I've ever met. I lived with the people of the Springs during my time in Natlan, and I never could have opened up my shop there without her help. She dragged me to the speaker's chamber, And just like that, I was face to face with the pyro archon, with no warning at all, scared out of my mind. Her personality is like a wave, sometimes cresting high above the water, gliding deep beneath the surface, or even crashing straight against the shore. It's hard to keep up. Oh, her mental state? I don't think you need to worry. She's in a very good spot. If anything, I should go to her for therapy.